What's going on, guys? If you do not know who I am, my name is Colt and I have a very special surprise for you. I made a complete beginner Forex course for all of you that are watching this video, and I'm going to give it to you for 100% free. If you do not have 30 to 60 minutes of time right now, make sure you save the link of this video so you can watch it later. But before we get started, if you guys want to join a program and actually learn how to trade profitably, I did make one. There should be a link in the description, or I will discuss it in the beginning of this video. Also, before we do get into the juicy stuff, if you guys could like this video, and I know you are new to this channel, so subscribe and also turn on the notification so you know when I do post my next video. Now, without further ado, let's get into this information and how you can start trading today. I did mention to you guys that I did have a course where you guys can learn how to trade. The website is rorfx.com, and this is a program I put together. I've been in the game for 8 years now, so I have a ton of experience. It is a full learning academy. You're going to have live mentorship, real help from me, and you're going to learn all the strategies that took me a ton of time to learn, so you don't have to make those mistakes on your own. So this is everything that you are going to receive. The program is called FX University. You're going to have access to 70 plus videos. The total length of all of them combined is about 18 hours long. It's A to Z information on how to trade. There's a portal to track your progress. You'll have access to VIP calls that we have done as a team. You'll have access to my phone number. You'll have access to all the knowledge I've gained over the past 7 years, and you'll have one-on-one help from me. So if you go right here to get started, this is where you guys can sign up, and hey, it's not $300 because I'm going to hook you guys up. Go right here to add promo code and type in FX1 and see what happens. There you go. Enjoy that, guys. Now, let's get into the beginner course. I want to show you guys all the juicy information. I know a lot of you are straight up brand new to the Forex markets, but you want to learn. You came to the right video, and I do a very good job on explaining this stuff. I teach at a 3rd grade level, so it's going to make complete sense by the time that we're done with this video. Okay, so the first thing that we need to understand is, what is Forex? A lot of you are probably wondering, Colt, I don't have anything for my X, but that's not what we're talking about here. Forex is a $7.3 trillion daily market. If you didn't know, the stock market is $80 billion a day. So there's $7.3 trillion being exchanged within the Forex market every single day. And that's a lot of money for you and me to be making. So there's a ton of potential in the markets every single day. Now you're probably wondering, like, who trades Forex? Your banks actually trade Forex. Hedge funds trade Forex. And large investors trade Forex. But the cool thing about this is you don't need to have millions or billions of dollars to trade Forex. You can actually start with most brokers trading with only $10. I wouldn't recommend trading with $10. I would trade with like a couple $100 to start. But this is something that anybody can start doing. These are really the requirements on how to start trading. You can trade anywhere in the world off your phone or your laptop. You just need to have Wi-Fi connection. Obviously, to open up a trading account, like, you need a broker. A broker is basically, they act as a bank. So let's say you put $100 in your broker account, you start trading, you turn that $100 to $1,000. You can withdraw that money straight to your bank at any point in time. You can keep the money in your trading account, and the more money that you have in your trading account, the bigger returns that you're going to be able to see. So you must be 18 to open up a trading account. If you are 18 and you're a young hustler, you can have a parent or somebody else open up a trading account for you just to start making some money. Now, like I said, we do trade all off our phone or our laptop. So if you're watching this, you're like, yo, I just got a phone, I don't have a laptop. That is completely fine. You can trade off your phone. And like I did mention, we trade through online brokers. So they act as banks. They're basically going to be the ones holding the money that we're trading with and letting us actually trade on the other platforms. Now, these are the platforms that we do trade on. Our desktop platform, and the cool thing is, like, you can trade on your phone, your laptop, or your computer, whatever you want. But to actually, like, do your analysis on the market, we use a website called tradingview.com. And don't even worry, guys, we're going to go over tradingview.com, and I'm going to give you my full TradingView setup, everything that I have, all the indicators, everything. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get into that juicy information very, very soon. And our mobile app is MetaTrader 4. It's very easy to understand, very easy to use. If you need a video, I did make a video on my page on how to use MetaTrader 4. Or if you need help, simply follow me on Instagram. I did put my Instagram at the beginning of the video, or it's in the link in the description. So our desktop platform is TradingView. That's really where we do like our analysis, where we figure out whether we're going to buy or sell a specific trade. And then our mobile platform, MetaTrader 4, is where we're actually going to execute. We're going to buy and sell that trade and start making money. And MetaTrader 4 is compatible on your phone or your computer. And if you guys need help throughout this whole entire process, DM me on Instagram. I'm extremely active on Instagram. I love helping you guys out. Let me know what you guys need help with. So what are the types of trading? So instead of saying we're going to buy, a lot of traders say we're going to go long. When they say we're going to go long, that means we are buying with the market. Then there's short. When people say we're going short, that really just means we're selling with the market. And the cool thing about trading Forex, which you can't do with like the traditional stock market or bonds, equities, things like that, is we can make money whether the market's going up or down. So I'm going to talk about like news and how it all affects the market and everything. But let's say that like some big news event came out. And this is crazy because there was a news event. When Donald Trump came into office, it shot the USD pairs up in price. So there's a lot of these news events that are going to affect the market in a positive or negative way. So we'll talk about that later on. This is more like a beginner course. I'm going to give you the nitty gritty, all the information you need to have. So there are Forex pairs. That's mainly what we are trading. There's tons of Forex pairs. And once we go on TradingView, you guys are going to see there's all these Forex pairs that you guys can trade. And you can choose which Forex pairs you want. I like to stick to like a couple of Forex pairs just to understand their movements, the times that they move, all the information that's very important. That's how you're going to get a lot of feedback. So I wouldn't be focused on like 20 Forex pairs. I'd be focused on like 1 to 5 max. And I did make a video on my YouTube. I have a bunch of Forex strategies, but I think it was like the easiest Forex strategy that I made 2 or 3 videos prior to this one. Definitely once you understand or you figure out what Forex pairs you're going to trade, watch that video. There's a ton of information in there. So for an example, a Forex pair is Euro USD. This is the Euro versus the US dollar. So if we're buying Euro USD, we want the value of the Euro to be greater than the US dollar and vice versa. So if we're selling Euro USD, we expect that the US dollar is going to have more pressure or more strength than the Euro. So the top Forex pairs are the USD ones. And like I said, be patient. I know a lot of you are like, Cole, I don't see anything. Where are the other ones? We're going to go into TradingView, and that's where everything is just going to tie together that I'm teaching you right now. This is just a simple presentation. Wait till we get to the chart, and then I'll explain everything to you. So what is a pip? A pip is basically a point in the market that moves up or down. So for an example, we have the market on GBP JPY. GBP JPY is the Great British Pound versus the Japanese Yen. That's another Forex pair that we're going to talk about in a second. Now, if that pair moved from the price 140.100 to 141.000, that is a 100 pip move. Okay? And I'm going to explain more on this in just a second when we go into the lot size and how you make money from that. But basically, it's just numbers that are fluctuating up and down. And I know a lot of you are probably, Cool, I'm horrible with math. That's fine. I'm horrible with math too, and I do fine. And the thing that you need to understand is I need to commend all of you for first off taking action on this video. You're showing up. And they say the first part of success is showing up. You're taking the action to show up and start learning something new that you're not used to. So give yourself a round of applause because that is something that a lot of people do not do. Now let's go into lot sizes. Now, this is where like the pips and the lot size and how you're going to make money are all going to tie in together. So let's say that you open up a brokerage account, you put $100 in there, you're going to be using a 0.01 lot size. And you're going to be able to change your lot size. Like I said, on MetaTrader 4, that's where we're going to enter the trades, buy and sell them. So on MetaTrader 4, that's where they're going to allow you to change your lot size. So let's say you have $100, you're using a 0.01 lot size. Let's say you're trading Euro USD and you catch 100 pips, you're going to make $10. So your account, if you go and start with $100 and you catch 100 pips on a 0.01 on GBP, JPY, or whatever currency pair you're trading, and you turn it to $110, you can then take that $10 out of your broker and withdraw it to your bank, and you have $10. And I know some of you are like, Colt, $10? Yo, $10 is a good amount of money. You can put some gas in your car. You can buy a quick meal. You can get groceries. You can do a good amount of things with $10. So for every $100 added to your account, you're going to increase your lot size by 0.02. So if we have $300, we're going to use a 0.03. If we have $500, we're going to use a 0.05. Now this is where trading gets fun, is when you're actually trading with a good amount of money. If you guys have a $1,000 account, you're going to use a 0.10 lot size. So you're going to increase your lot size by 0.10 for every $1,000 added to your account. So if you have a $2,000 account, you're going to use a 0.20 lot size. If you have a $5,000 account, you're going to use a 0.50 lot size, and so on. But let's say that you have a $1,200 lot size or a $1,200 account, you're going to use a 0.12 lot size. I hope that makes sense. Like I said, if you guys need help, DM me on Instagram. Okay, so if you catch 100 pips on a 0.10 lot, you're going to make $100. So that's where it gets fun, is when like you're trading with a $1,000 account and you catch 1,000 pips on a 10 lot, and then you just made 10% of your account. That's a big increase. To make 10% on a trade or multiple trades in a very short amount of time, that's a big deal right there, because if you're trading with $1 million, and that's the overall goal. I know some of you are like, Cole, I don't have $1 million to trade with, but hey, you have a skill set that you will have for the rest of your life. And at one point, you can have $100,000 in your account, $200K, $1 million. And if you're doing 10% of $1 million, that's $100,000. Imagine if you just do 10% of $1 million every year and you're making $100,000 every year. That's good money right there. That's six-figure money right there. And you can do a lot. You can live a nice life with 6 figures. Now we have the Forex trading times. These are the trading sessions. So the markets with Forex, they're open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. So I know I didn't put this in the presentation, but take notes on this. The Forex markets, they close every Friday at 2 p.m. PST. That's 5 p.m. EST. Okay, so they close Friday at 2 p.m. PST. So they're closed from Friday at 2 p.m. and then they open back up at Sunday at 2 p.m. PST. So from Sunday at 2 p.m. to Friday at 2 p.m., the markets are open 24/5. Okay? But there's certain times in the market, and we call these sessions, when the market is going to be moving more than other times. So with the first session, it's called the New York session. It opens up at 5 a.m. and closes at 11 a.m. PST. Then we have the Asia session. It's at 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. PST. Then we have the London session. It's at 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. PST. The best sessions to trade are the New York and the London by far. The Asia session is slow. But yo, here is a trading hack. Pairs that have USD in it, and we're going to go over all the pairs that have USD in it, they move the most during the New York session. Pairs without USD in it, like GBP, JPY, they're going to be moving the most during the London session. And why is this? Because the Forex pairs with USD in it, they're US dollar based pairs. So during the New York session, that's when all the people in America are awake. And that's when all the banks and hedge funds and people are fluctuating the money in and out of the market. Nobody's fluctuating money when they're asleep. And that's why during the London session, all the other countries in the world are awake And that's when they're exchanging their money and all that fluctuation is going on. Take note of that. That's a big hack right there I just gave you guys. Now entering a trade. Enter all your trades on MetaTrader 4. That's where we're going to enter the trades. But there's something that we're going to go over right now, and we'll go on TradingView in a second, and it's called a take profit and a stop loss. So when you go into a trade, you don't have to sit there the whole time and watch the market go up and down and be like, okay, well, I'm in profit $20. Let me close manually. They have features when we trade called a take profit and stop loss that allow the markets to automatically close the trade for us. So our take profit is our projected target point. So we're going to go over the take profit in a second and how it looks on a chart. And then the stop loss, this is to protect our order. So when we're trading, we don't want our trade, because when you're trading, you could take a loss or a win. But if you're trading, you don't want to take like $1,000 loss when you have $1,000 account and blow your whole account. You want to be risking like a certain percentage of your account, because that's called being a smart trader. It's called an account preservation. So a stop loss prevents us, if we have a $1,000 account, from losing $1,000. We'll have a stop loss where we're only going to lose like $50, $100 max. And you can change your stop loss and take profit at any point in time. So if you're like, oh, I did want to make $50 on this trade, but I think it has the potential to keep going up to where I'll make $100. So you can change these numbers at any point in time. And like I said, don't stress it. We're going to go over it in just a second. Now there's types of trading. There's swing trading, which is long-term trading. I would honestly recommend for a lot of beginner traders to start with swing trading, because you don't want to be looking at the markets and getting all emotional, because if you guys don't know, trading is 90% emotional and 10% technical, meaning that a lot of the time you finding a strategy is very simple to do. And like I said 2 or 3 videos ago on my YouTube channel, I did make another video explaining a strategy that's a swing trading strategy. So watch this video, then go to that video, and you already have a strategy, so you don't have to waste a ton of time. So swing trading, long-term trading. We're holding these trades for days or weeks, and we're going to be using higher time frames. So this is really nice because you can find a trade, and then you enter it with your stop loss and your take profit, and you just walk away. You go about your day-to-day life, you keep working your job, you work out, whatever it is. You're not like stuck in front of the computer. So this is why I recommend to start swing trading if you're a new trader. Then there's scalp trading. This is short-term trading. We're holding these trades for a couple of minutes, and we're using the shorter time frames. Okay? Now this is where the time frames are going to come into play. There's short-term time frames like the minute 1, the minute 5, minute 15, minute 30. Now you're probably wondering, what is M1, M5, M30? So if it says M1, that's minute 1. There's candles in the market, and we're going to go over those in just a second. But these candles are in the market, and each candle will represent 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. And then we have the higher time frames like the hour 1. We have the hour 4, the day 1, the week 1, the month 1. So the hour 1 means every candle is an hour long in duration. And the hour 4, every candle is 4 hours in duration. And the daily candle is 24 hours in duration. And these longer time frames are more used for the swing trading strategy that I'm going to talk about in a second. Now, how to read the charts? Very simple. You guys probably have all heard the saying, buy low, sell high. So you want to look for the trend of the market, and it's very simple. There's 2 types of trends. It's either in an uptrend where the market's going up higher and higher, or we're in a downtrend where it's going lower and lower. And I'm going to show you guys all about this stuff in a minute and how to read it, make it very, very simple. But here is a saying that you guys should all remember. The trend is your friend. If it's already going up, it's most likely going to keep going up. If it's already in a downtrend, it's most likely going to keep going down. Now there is support and resistance. These are the key points where the market will hit and go the opposite direction. We'll go over my chart and I'll explain more in a second. Then there's indicators. I'm going to show you guys some indicators that I use if you want to take some notes on this. Indicators help us gain more confidence on the trades we'll take. The main ones that I like are the RSI, Relative Strength Index, and then the Stochastics Oscillator. They both help us define if the market is oversold or overbought. And I'm so excited to show you guys in a second all this information we just discussed on the chart, because it's really going to tie together and make it a million times easier. Now, without further ado, let's get into TradingView and mark up the chart, baby. All right, guys, this is TradingView.com. This is our overall platform. I'm going to kind of teach you guys the basis on how to use it. Very, very simple. First off, we want to go to Forex right here. Okay, then we have these Forex pairs right here. But what I want you to do is just choose any Forex pair that you want. Let's start with GBP USD here. Let's go to GBP USD. Then you're going to go right here to see more advanced chart. Now this is where we can see the chart, and I'm going to explain everything for you. Let me delete this and start explaining. So, okay, if you ever want to change the currency pair, you can go right here and search one up. What I would recommend doing is going right here to this watch list, and if you go to the plus sign and you go to Forex, this is where you can create a watch list where you can have all the currency pairs you want. So if you go right here to this plus sign, you can add it to your watch list. So we have Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY. I'd stay on the same server like FXCM. They all have one. Then Owanda, they have one too. But I would stay on FXCM. Just add Euro USD, GBP USD, USD JPY, AUD USD, USD CAD. And yeah, you could just add those 5 for right now. And then once you add them, you can just scroll through and you can see all the different Forex pairs that you put on your watch list right here. So there's USD JPY. Then we have GBP USD. GBP USD again, let me delete that. Euro USD. So let's focus on, let me add USD JPY. I like that pair a lot. Should be there now. Okay, here we go. We have USD JPY. So the first thing that we need to really go over is how you guys can set up your chart like mine and what everything means. This is a lot for you guys, and you guys have all the time in the world to discover this platform. So this right here is where all our time frames are that we discussed in the video. So if I want to go to the 30-minute, every one of these candles represents 30 minutes right here. Then we have all these tools. If we get this is where we can kind of draw like a trend line in the market. We're going to be using the horizontal line in a second to find our support and resistance. Don't worry about that too much right now. You have all these tools. This is to measure the pips too. So if you have trouble defining the pips, how much it is, you can use this measurement tool and it'll tell you how many pips right here. That's a little hack for all the people that are not good at math. But what I want you guys to do is copy my exact chart. So I'm going to go right here. If you right click on your screen and you go to the settings, this is where you can copy my chart. So first off, with symbol, you're going to change the color like this for your body. All these colors, you're just going to copy this. If you guys want to pause this video and then go to your TradingView and do this, just copy everything. Okay? Then you want to make sure the time zone is set to you. Your time zone should already be kind of set by the default time zone because your computer will recognize what time you're in. Okay? Status line, make sure you have it like this. Scale should be like this. Appearance should be like this. Very important to have it like this. Trading should be like this. Events, don't need to really worry about that. Okay, so now you guys all should have your chart looking like mine once you're done with that. Now let's go over what we went over in the training in the beginning. So the types of trading, there's long buying, short selling. So we can see right here, the market is going in a downtrend right here. It's selling. And then we need to notice how right here, it's going up. It's now buying. So it's very easy to identify what's going on in the market. What you can do too is like you can zoom into your charts like this, or you can zoom out. There should be a little button right here. So if you zoom in, or you can zoom out like this. I kind of, before I like trading, I like zooming out like this to overall see what trend we're in. So right now we overall are kind of in an uptrend. We did hit this point of support right here, and then we started to go up. So right now we're in an uptrend. We can see that this was a very nice uptrend right here. It's just going up and up and up and up, very clean. Notice how smooth this market is compared to this market. This is called a choppy market, where the market is just having a hard time defining which way that it wants to go. So right now, the markets are looking a little choppy, and that's fine. So I'm going to zoom back in, and we're going to go over the next point, which is Forex pairs. So like I said a second ago, on our watch list, we can go through the Forex tab and add all these Forex pairs. So let me explain some. We have Euro USD, that's a Euro versus US dollar. GBP USD, the British pound versus US dollar. USD JPY, US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Then we have AUD USD, the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. USD CAD, US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. And there's more exotic pairs like the Euro versus the Japanese yen. Then the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. Then the New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Then the Euro versus the British pound again. The Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. So there's all these pairs that you can choose from. You guys can add all these to your chart if you want and go through it. I would recommend just using like 4, 5, 6, like a couple of Forex pairs that you can just look at whenever you want. And I think that there's I'll tell you too what is going on with the markets, what people think is going to happen. So right now, it's neutral. Not a lot of people are betting that it's going to sell. Not a lot of people are betting it's going to buy. So TradingView has a lot of really cool tools on here that you guys can learn from and use. But I'm going to just hide this watch list right here. That's how you guys are going to find your Forex pairs. Now, like I mentioned in the video too, there's something called a pip. So right here, this is the current price of the US dollar versus Japanese yen. It's at 148.283, and this number is constantly fluctuating. So if we want to look at a pip from 1.828, if it goes from 1.828 to 2.9, that's about a 4 pip move. And if you guys are horrible with math like me, just grab this little ruler right here and put it to the current price, and then you could drag it. So if the market goes from this price right here, our current price, to this price 148.444, that's a 15 pip move right there. And you could do it to the downside, the upside, whatever way that you want. So we can see if we want to look in the past, well, how big was this move right here from this low to the highest point that it went to? That's a 235 pip move. That's a big move. So this is where it kind of ties in to the lot sizes. So let's say that you had a $100 account and you bought right here and then you close the trade right here. If you had a $100 account and you use a 0.01 lot size, you would have made $23 right there. Then if you're a big boss and you had a $1,000 account and you caught this trade from here to here and you used a 0.10 lot size, you would have made $235 right there. So that's how pips are calculated with our lot size. Very simple. And I know that it's hard for you guys at some points to understand that. That is completely fine. Now let's go over the Forex trading times. And there's an indicator that I have for you guys that makes it so easy. It's called the sessions indicator. So if you go right here to indicators and type in session, and you choose this one right here, the Sessions Asia color, you click that, it will be added to your chart and it will appear right here. Now, if you go to the settings, it's cool because you can click the Asia and it will appear on your chart. Then you could click the London and it will appear on your chart too. You can change the colors, the opacity, whatever you want on it. But what you should maybe do to figure out what are like the best times to trade when the biggest moves are happening is start with one time. Okay, let's start with the New York. And then we're going to go, we can see this blue shade behind the candles. That's the New York market. And if you want, you can go on the New York market and be like, all right, let's go the hour time frame to where every candlestick is 1 hour. And you can see, wow, we had a big move right here during the New York session. Then we had a big move right here. And a big move right here. Okay, the New York session looks good. Like, we have a lot of big moves happening there. Maybe I should trade during the New York session. And then maybe after you're done with that, you're like, well, let me see the London session, though. That time works a little bit better for me. So I'm going to unclick the New York. And then let me look at the London on the 1 hour. Okay, we got big moves happening. We got big moves happening too during the London. Okay, we got some moves right here. Moves right here. And the London's looking pretty good too. So go through and look at all these time frames. And obviously on the daily, it really isn't going to make sense because each candlestick is 1 day. So we can see on this candle right here, this candle is going to close in 2 hours and 42 minutes and 52 seconds. Okay? So we can see this is what I like to do when I'm trading is it's called a top-down analysis where I go from the daily to the 4 hour and I'm looking at the overall trend. Then I go to the 1 hour, zoom out and I'm like, all right, we're in an uptrend like 15. All right, I'm going to buy here. Let's say we're at current time in the market in the London. We're like, well, it's going up already. Like, let's just buy. So we can go and buy with the market, making it very, very simple. So this is a great indicator that you guys can use. I'm going to go back to the New York. And yeah, check out the New York, the London, the Asia on that sessions indicator and see how it works for you. Now, when we are entering a trade, let's go back to the 1 hour. Let's say that we said, do you know what? We're already buying. We're already going up. Let's buy. And guys, here's a little hack for you. If you want to know whether it's going to be a good buy or sell, the market will form V patterns and then it will form A patterns. If you guys see a V pattern forming, that means it's going to be a good buy. If you see an A pattern forming, that means it's going to be a good sell. So right now we can see we have that V pattern right there. Why not just buy? Go with the trend too. We're already in an uptrend. The trend is our friend. Let's just buy with the trend. So we can go right here to this little icon. And a long, remember, is buy. Short, remember, is sell. So if we're going to buy, we're going to go long. So what I do is if I'm going to buy right here, I'll put it right at the price. And then I can adjust this. This is my stop loss, guys. So if my stop loss, if I move it down here, that means I'm risking 71 pips. And this stop loss is going to tie in with your lot size and how much you're going to be risking on your account. Okay? So I have my stop loss right here. I can adjust it to wherever I want. Usually when I'm trading, I'll put my stop loss below the candle that I'm entering on. So I'm going to put my stop loss like right here below this candle's wick. And that's where I'm going to have my stop loss. So it tells you the number 2, my stop loss, that I'm going to input on MetaTrader for when I buy this trade for my stop loss, I'm going to input 148.158. And then we can't forget about the TP. This right here is my take profit. So let's say I want to put it to target this previous high where the market was at. My stop loss numbers are going to be 148.827. So if I look at it, if I click it here, my TP, if this trade goes up to here and hits my take profit, I'm going to make 52 pips, catch 52 pips. And then if it goes down here, I'm going to lose 14 pips. So you get your lot size. So if we're using a 0.01 lot size, I'm risking $14 compared to I'm going to make, or actually it's not $14, it's $1.47 is what I'm going to lose, but I have the potential to make $5.22. Okay? Then if I'm using a 10-cent lot size, a 0.10 lot size, I'm going to lose $14.70 if this trade hits my stop loss, but I'm going to make $52.20. So I'm just looking at these numbers right here, and this is my pips, how many pips I'm going to make or lose on this trade. That's why I love TradingView. It has all these super cool tools that we could use to really define that. So now we got to go over the types of trading. There's swing trading and scalp trading. So with the swing trading, we're going to be using like higher time frames, like the hour 1, the 4 hour, the 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. Okay? Then we have the shorter time frames for scalping, like the minute 30, then we have the minute 15, the minute 5, and the minute 1. So you guys can see, look at the minute 1 chart, how crazy it is. It's just the candles are opening and closing every minute. So I told you guys in the training in the beginning, like, focus on the higher time frames because these time frames are very emotional, and you guys are going to see, I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to test them, like, oh, let me go trade on the minute 1, the minute 5, and you guys will see, but I would stay away from those time frames. I like the higher time frames, like the hour time frame and above. Okay, now how to read the charts. I basically discussed that. We're going to be buying low, selling high. One thing that you can do is just look at the trend. The trend is your friend. It's really going to help you figure out what type of market we're in. And guys, we're just on one Forex pair right now. Like, we could go to USD CAD, uptrend right here. Then we could go to GBP USD, downtrend right here. So really, you can go through all these pairs that you have and be like, do you know what? I like GBP USD. It's in a clear downtrend. Every time that I look at it, it's just like it had this low, then it went lower right here. Then it went lower right here, and lower right here, and lower right here. I think that it's probably going to go lower too. So really, GBP USD looks very good for sells right now. I would be looking for sells on GBP USD if I were you guys. Okay. Now let's go over support and resistance, and then we'll go over the indicators. We'll wrap this training up. Okay, so with support and resistance, we're going to go back to USDJPY. We're literally just looking for the points that the market hits and then reverses, and that's where we're going to put our horizontal line. So we're going to start from right to left, and we're going to look right here. Here's a point of support right here. Notice how the market went down, hit it, pushed up. Then we have this resistance right here. Okay, you guys can lock it too if you want to lock these horizontal lines. So I'm just going from one candle to the left, lower and lower. Then we have this point that the market hit too. So let's go right here and mark this. And we already have this point marked from right here. So that's what you want to see is when you're marking up your support and resistance, you want it to look to the left and be hitting those same points to really give you confirmation. So we have this point, this point. We can do this point right here. This would be a valid point. I kind of like to have the support and resistance lines a little spread out. So if I'm looking like right here, this is fine. We have this resistance. We're going to leave that. Then we have this support. It would be weird to put a line right there that's right between this one and this one. So I'm going to put one up here too at the top. And if we look to the left, look at all these lines that we already put throughout this point in the market. It's hitting this point. It's hitting this point. This point's being hit. This point's being hit. So I'm really just getting like the main points. And then I'm going to go right here. Usually I'm doing this on the hour time frame, by the way, guys. And I'm going to get this point right here. I'm just going to the point where the market, the candle's hitting, and then reverses away. Then the last point that I'm going to get is right here. Boom. So I have my support and resistance lines already marked up. So this gives me like a bias on what I'm going to be doing. And this helps me to find my take profit level and my stop loss level too. So now that I can have my support and resistance, let's reframe this setup. I think I'm going to buy right here. I'm going to have my stops right below these candles right here. And then for my TP, I'm going to just have it right here at this support line of 148.767. That's where my take profit's going to be, right at that point right there. So there's no confusion. I'm like, it's clear. Like it hit these points in the past. It's most likely because if we're in an uptrend, it will break resistance. These lines right here are considered resistance because we wanted to hit it and break it. Then the lines, if we're going in a downtrend, they would be considered support. So if it hits this and bounces off it, that's support. If it hits this line where our take profit is and bounces off it and reverses, that's resistance. I hope that's making sense to you guys. Okay, next thing that we're going to do too, we're going to leave this position right here. We're going to get an indicator and add it. Okay, guys, so we're going to go right here to indicators. And I think there's two indicators that are best. There's the stochastics, this one, and then there's the RSI, relative strength index. We're going to add the stochastic. So we're going to go right here and add that. I don't know what happened there. STOCH. Okay, we're going to add this one. And we can see that another chart just appeared right here. So, very simple. We're going to get this horizontal line. You see this dotted line where it says 80? We're going to add one right there. Then we're going to get another horizontal line. See this other dotted line, the bottom one? That's 20. We're going to add one there. So, look at how the candles line up with this bottom chart down here. Very simple on how to use this tool. It will change your trading forever. When we see that the lines right here are under this black line, that's signaling it's a good buy. When we see these lines are above the black line, the 80%, that's signaling a good sell. So when the lines are above the 80%, good sells. When the lines are below the 20%, good buys. So right now, we're kind of above the 80%. We can probably expect the market to push up a little more, and then it will cross over even more, and it will be looking for a good sell. Also with this tool, if you see this bottom line crossing under the other line, that's signaling a good buy. If you see this line on top crossing over the other line, that's signaling a good sell. Major trading hacks for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this training. If you want my full program, make sure you guys go to RORFX.com. Like I said, there is a discount code when you go to get started, and it's going to give you 15% off. This is my full program where you guys can learn everything, and you don't have to learn any mistakes or make any mistakes on your own. Go to apply. It's a $250 investment into yourself, and this investment will change your life, guaranteed. And I do have Apple Pay to make it very simple for you guys to pay. See you guys on my next video. Hope you guys like this video, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.